Welcome everybody back to Better Minecraft. This is episode 51. You passed the 50 episode mark just last episode, of course, and I didn't really mention anything about it, but we have done a ton, and it might not be necessarily reflected in our town here, but when it comes down to our gear and everything that we've actually done, when it comes down to bosses and everything, we have done a ton. We have done a lot, and it's nice to reflect on it sometimes and just kind of take a bit of a stroll down through our area here and just kind of reflect on everything that we've done. I probably should have done this last episode, but I didn't realize at the time until I was doing the thumbnail that, hey, we're past the halfway mark to 100, and I'm hoping to have about 50 more episodes at least on the server. But yeah, we've done quite a bit, and I'm loving these trees here. We kind of have a mixture between well, obviously it's getting to be winter time here, but we kind of have a mixture of like a wintry town bordering kind of like a, I don't know, it's a very mixed environment here for sure, because you know we have the snow and it piles up like crazy, although that hasn't happened in quite some time and I don't know why. I kind of think we had the weather toggled off for some reason, but anyways, I think that's fixed now. It might also be an update thing, I don't know. But as we take a walk through here, you know, we built this gigantic place not too long ago, fully decorated on the interior as well. We have our boat on the side here, which looks pretty good, just kind of hanging out. We did the interior in this room here. Of course, we can sleep through the day with a hammock. We should probably put a villager or something in here, which would look pretty cool. And yeah, I just love this town. We have our boats, not just that one, but we also have the red one over there, which looks pretty cool, I think. It looks absolutely fantastic. And then, of course, down here we have our casino and everything. And yeah, we have a ton of really cool details in here. Now, of course, we need to do something here. I'm not quite sure yet what that is, but we also have our little mushroom house here. We can go through. We have our Shebas. We have Molly. We have Molly here with her little dish and everything. Looks quite adorable. We have our gigantic windmill, which I think this actually turned out as one of our best builds that I have done on the server so far. I really like this build. I think it came along really well. And yeah, we also have our little houses here, which don't really have a function other than holding in the LAs. I actually forgot they were in there. We have this little stable. This is probably another one of my favorite buildings that we've done. It just looks so good. It's so well done, I think. Lots of detail. I like the pop. I like the 3D-ness of everything. It just looks so good. And of course we have in here, we have our villager fully decorated on the interior side as well. We go along over here. We have our little marketplace, which again doesn't have a purpose. However, it just looks good. It's fully furnished as well, which is just awesome. And yeah, again, it didn't take all that long to do, but it just brings the town together. I like how close and cramped everything is. I just love that about a build. You could probably put a few more bins down here at some point. But yeah, we also need to decorate the back of this. I'm still wondering how to do that. Maybe we could bring the deck all the way around and then have something here. I don't know, maybe a mural or something. I have to figure out how to do that. We have our dragon up there, of course. And yeah, he's just been chilling out. It looks like he actually got moved somehow. He was perched perfectly on that before. But yeah, anyways, we have that. We have our trophy room over here, which looks pretty good. We have, well, of course, all of our trophies. Remember the pyramid that we did? We had to fight that really cool boss there. We have the snake here. We have whatever that is, a cloud staff. We have a bunch of different other treasures. We just put those on last episode, I believe. And we have the remnant skull there, which is pretty cool. Our armor that we had for like, I don't know, 30 episodes or something. Looks awesome right here with all of our old tools and everything. Great. I love that armor. It did us really good for the time that we used it. We come down here, of course, spent the time in the Aether, and we got, you know, the stuff from the Valkyrie Queen. It's very hard to say. We got a bunch of different tools and everything from her, and I believe this is also from the Aether as well. We got all the Phoenix armor, and we beat the boss for that as well. And that sword is actually like half decent too. It's just slow. That's the only problem. So a little change here from last time. I beat the Alchemist and the Summoner again on a harder difficulty. And you do that by, with these arcs, you right click. Instead of using the keys, you right click with these. And it will put you in a bit of a harder boss. It's not substantially harder. I didn't think it was worth a video on them. But we definitely need to do the Starlit Crusher with that as well. At some point, maybe even next episode, who knows. But yeah, anyway, so we beat them and we got the Platinum Trophy for that. So yeah, it was pretty good. We also got weapon that we got from each of those bosses as well, and also our Tungsten Hammer, which we really haven't used. It's funny, when I was doing this single player, this mod pack single player, I was using this like constantly until I got the Ignitium sword. But yeah, we just haven't really used it, which is a shame. It's pretty cool, and it does a ton of damage. But we just have so many weapons, and our sword is just so good. It's just not quite worth it to make it at this point. We also defeated the Ender Dragon. You remember that? That was a lot of fun as well. And we got a totem to signify that as well. A totem of Void Undying. So if we fall into a void, we get launched back up in the sky. I believe that's how that works. We do need to spend a little bit more time there. I want to get a backup Elytra, just in case we end up accidentally breaking this one or losing it. And there's a bunch of other things there, number of bosses and everything. So we'll definitely have to decorate a few more of these little squares for that as well. And again, another thing from the Aether is the Gravitite armor as well, which we never really ended up using. I'm sure it has some sort of secret ability. Yeah, I don't really know what it does, but it's pretty pink, that's for sure. We also have the Slider Trophy there, and we have all of the masks from these irritating little pests that have been all around the base this entire time and driving me absolutely insane. This building still needs to be decorated in here somehow. I'm not quite sure how to do that yet, but that is definitely something that we will look forward to another time. Now, if we come over here, this is our overgrown kind of like pump room. Remember this? Yeah, it's just absolute chaos in here, and that's what it's supposed to be. It's just pumping water from here into all of the other buildings. And yeah, I love this build too. I think it turned out fantastic. This is one of my favorite builds, definitely on this server. Even though it doesn't spin, but just the fact that we have the different colored wood planks signifying, you know, like that hasn't been used much. This is kind of getting rotten and everything, and it's wet and damp, and the top is nice and sun and dried. Yeah, I think it turned out really, really well. Alright, moving on to our portal room over here. Absolutely love this building as well. I think it turned out really nicely. Of course, the parts of the portal, like all the different blocks and everything, are kind of seeping into the middle from all the different kinds of dimensions that we have here. We have the Nether, we have the Ever Dawn, we have the Ever Bright, I believe this is called. Yeah, we have the Aether and the Twilight Forest, which is another whole dimension that we haven't really spent too much time in, and we definitely need to go in there and do that as well. And of course, we have our tree in the center here, and it gives us fruit if we ever need it and everything. It's a very nice tree, and I like this building. I really do. I think it was the perfect thing to hold our portals and everything. It just looks good, and it's kind of like a town hall almost, if could ring the bell up there. Yeah. 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 Guess we can't. And this is still technically our starter house. I'm not sure if this is the first house we did or not, but of course it holds Cujo, our dog. And if we go up here, our respawn point bed, this is of course being our bed right from the start. And of course we have our little axolotl one there as well. I need to spend more time up here because, to be honest with you, I keep forgetting that it's there. We also have this ink, Ancient Ink, I believe it's called, which is pretty cool. And yeah, we still have our tough golem thing going on here. We have 2, 3. Of course, we have Scott over here as well. But yeah, we have 3 tough golems, it seems like, still around. 4, 5, 6. We have 6 tough golems. How many did I do? I think I did 10, 5 of each. I don't really remember. But yeah, of course, like, just down here, I just love this. Just all things just kind of scattered here and there. We have our little market here as well. And as we come down here, we have our horses. We actually have to go pick up a few. I know where they are. They're just way that way. I don't remember if it was Ben or Micah, but we were going to take our horses, I think, to the portal. And we ended up leaving them over there because there was a ton of water. We just decided to boat because it was faster. Then we come over to this building here. And this building, of course, was our storage room for ages. And we just recently turned this into kind of like, well, it's still kind of storage, but it's more decorative than, of course, you know, being used. It's actually this here as well. Huh. But yeah, this brings back some memories now, doesn't it? It's actually a really nice build. I really like it. And again, just full of detail walking through here. I already kind of showed off the boats, but, you know, they also work too. Or they did work. Oh yeah, you can still hear it a little bit. It's very faint. But yeah, we have our, you know, you can come up here and you can steer the ship and whatever. I just love it. It's done very well, and it's still kind of held up. And the green has also finally, it's not completely oxidized, I don't believe, but it's pretty good, and I think it looks great. Same with this one too. I was kind of hesitant to do the blue, but I think it looks great as well. Of course, the trees kind of just gives it kind of like I don't know, like a Caribbean vibe almost, except it snows apparently in the Caribbean. And as you come over here, it gets more and more kind of like northern-ish, which wasn't exactly what I was intending. Because like we have kind of like a snow line that kind of comes down through here. So like this, I think it's like, well, actually we can see the woodland. And then if you come over here to a certain point, it turns into like savanna or something. Looking at the top right there. Yeah. Scrubland. Yeah, so that's kind of like a jungle-ish kind of vibe, or savanna vibe. And it just doesn't snow there. So it's like, this half of the city just gets dumped with snow, and this half just doesn't. Which is quite funny. So we come over here. Still have to move that statue, by the way. If you can hear in the background, I apologize for the cats. They're just going crazy. Alright, and our bee farm, or honey farm, I should say. Lots of honey there, that's for sure. Haven't emptied those beehives in quite some time. We have our little cutting station here for, well, I forget what I was using it for last. Obviously something to do with green tea. But, yeah, we normally strip our logs there because it's nice and easy. The mason table and everything, some fireflies, just to add a little bit of light into this area. And of course we have our botanist kind of garden here, which is really nice. I really like this. Again, overgrown, kind of cluttered. We could probably add some more greenery in here, but I think it still looks pretty good. And obviously someone who takes very good care of their plants. If you come up here, it's kind of a nice little gardenish vista or whatever it's called. And yeah, I absolutely love this as well. Now, this tower has always been here. It was already pre-built. I have not done anything to it. I haven't given it an interior or anything. I don't know if I will. But yeah, it's pretty... you know, it's just a staple. It kind of set the tone for everything else in this build. Now, if we come over here, this is, of course, our potion room, which I still use down to this day when I need some potions. Has everything you could possibly need, including a brewing stand, an alchemist's table. We have another alchemy bench, cooking pot, and everything else. And yeah, it's very useful, especially when we are about to go into... Oop, fell into something. The nether. Always grab a fire-resistant potion. It's just not worth not having it. If we come up here, of course, this is our dusty, dirty attic. And, of course, we have our windmill up here, being run by a bunch of things. And a banana, which I'm still finding from Ben trolling me a bit. Still kind of funny. Actually, I caught Ryan in here the other day. He just started on the server. And he was going through all my chests and just kept on finding all these bananas and stealing them on me, which I am 100% fine with, by the way. But anyways, as we come down over here, we have our tree farm, we have our blaze farm. Tree farm still works quite well. In fact, Michael was over here using it last. I'm sure that there's a ton of stuff in here still. No, I guess he cleared it all out. Oh, there we go. Yeah. Still tons of stuff. I don't know what the bones and bone meal are doing in there, but that's fine. We have our... This is kind of what fuels our furnaces for the most part, is our blaze farm. That building was already here. I didn't build that, but yeah, it's still... Probably could use it for something. Next, we have our sugarcane farm here with our lathes and run by copper golems over here, which are all waxed so that they don't oxidize on us and just break the system. And of course, we have our storage system here, which is really nice. I'm really glad I made this. It has our furnace arrays here. We have all of our items that are smelted up, so if I ever find something or whatever, you can just go into here. I don't know why I have charcoal in here. I don't know. And also an end lamp. I don't know. Last episode, or actually in between episodes, I went out and did, of course, you saw the trophies over in our museum there. But we also ended up getting the alchemy table here, which is really useful. I haven't had a chance to show this off yet, but if I get some dye, any kind of dye, and you know how hard it is to get black dye. You usually have to make either a wither farm or a ink sac farm or whatever. With the alchemy table, black dye is easy as that. So nice, so easy, and that was a drop. It had a very small percentage of a drop. I did that so many times, and then I did the Everbright one once more because I wanted the platinum trophy, and I ended up getting this, which allows you, if you put your book here, and I don't know what that is. I guess I don't know what they are. But anyways, you can change it from sphere mode to golem mode, so you can spawn a bunch of golems as you're in a fight or whatever, which could come in really handy for future fights as well. I actually really like that. But yeah, we have our different sections. I still need to do this room up a little bit. There's a ton of little itty-bitty projects that I kind of need to do here and there. This is kind of like our wool area, if we need that. We have our botanist area, if we need... our masonry area and kind of blacksmithing area. We have our redstone area. We have, of course, our masonry area. And we have our wood cutting area as well. And I have sharp boxes and stuff that I need to put away still. Yeah, so that's pretty much it for this area. And now, in between episodes, what I was doing was working on this a little bit more, so I got one more whole corner done. Yeah, it's starting to really take shape and look a lot more full. and we still have this whole half side to do. But like this, probably takes a couple hours to do each corner. So it's a big project, and I've been kind of chipping away at it in between episodes and whatever, but it's looking really nice. And I kind of think I have an idea for what I want to do on the top, but I have to do a little bit of work in creative mode to see if I can pull it off. But anyways, we'll give it a try. But let's head over to some of the other projects that we've done. Probably a smaller project, but it definitely took a while to do, and we spent at least one episode, if not more, working on this. But we have our skeleton farm and our zombie farm. If we come down here, of course, it turns all of our bones into bone blocks so that we can have as much storage as we need. We pick up the souls, which are down here, so that we can make more spawners if we ever so need to. And yeah, look at all those bones. That's a lot of bone blocks. And of course, that works with our villager over on the other side, over at our Riverview port. If we come over here, we got a ton of rotten flesh. I think Brian took out a few. Or a little bit there. We have a ton there. Good for villager breeding and whatever. Tons of carrots. Actually, not as many carrots as I thought. I might have taken them out. And some iron here as well, which I think Brian also took out. But yeah, we also have the parkour course up above as well. Let's give it a brief go here to see if I can do it. I think, where does it start? I think it starts, it might start here. And then, no. I could probably do it, but for the sake of the length of this video, we'll move on to something else. So this might not have been shown on my channel all too much, but this is Zedron. This is just a village way off in the distance. If you see on the right hand side there, it's like 12,000 blocks, almost 13,000 blocks away, probably more. But we have some villagers in here. This gives me my impaling and everything. At that time, what I was really looking for was a tridents and stuff. We also have our power 4 book there as well, our impaling. We have soul stealing, curse of binding, fortune, and whatever. The tomes are pretty useful there as well. And for the longest time, I was actually getting my golden carrots from this guy over here, who is just a farmer villager. I would move these guys over to my other village, or where all my other villagers are, but yeah, I'm not doing that. That's 13,000 blocks away, I'll pass. So I'm not sure if I actually did this as an episode or not, but this is our iron farm, and look at all that iron. We got a ton of iron, and this is constantly going off when I'm over here making new gear, which obviously has been quite a bit when I was making the netherite diamond gear with everything. Yeah, that was a lot of work. But we have our villagers over here. I'm not quite sure what happened to this one. Either I killed it or it died. I don't know. But we also have, you know, of course, our efficiency 5. I think this guy's sharpness, or is it just the enveil? Oh no, this guy has the feather falling tome. This guy sharpness 5. Yeah. I think this guy's unbreaking. No, looting. Yeah. So definitely worth it for those two villagers. And if we come back up here and we go down, we'll get to our villager city, which has the rest of our villagers. And these are, of course, the rest of our villagers. We have a ton of the librarians. We have an alchemist. We have another librarian here. We have one mason and one fletcher. But if we come down here, this is where I get all my golden carrots and everything, and breed up villagers for books that we don't quite have yet. Of course, you guys might recognize this. This is one of our biggest projects that we did on the server. Absolutely gigantic. This is our guardian farm, and it actually works surprisingly well. I haven't run it in quite some time, and I think I took everything out when I was showing Ryan the other day, because I was going to play around with some prismarine. But yeah, this thing, it does work, and it works really well, actually. It's going right now. But yeah, this was a huge project that took a very long time. Weeks, in fact. And part of that reason was because Ben went on holidays and the server crashed and refused to turn back on during that time. But this was a huge project. I don't know if I will be doing anything more to it. I was going to restore it and everything and make it look all nice. I don't think I'm going to do that anymore. I might. Maybe in the future. We'll see. Now for our next project, massive project that we did, was this gigantic creeper farm. And of course I ran it not too long ago. I think we have 40,000 gunpowder or something in this, which is absolutely ridiculous. Now when I was showing you guys, one thing that I didn't do was show you guys this bottom chest, because it's full too. So there's actually 6, not 4. I remember editing the video, I'm like, oh, I did not show that at all. I should have showed it, but I didn't. And then it's starting to fill up there in the 3rd row in. So we have 6 full double chest fulls of gunpowder. And this was like, I don't know, 1 overnight AFK session. So really wasn't much, but yeah. And then like the sugarcane farm, which I never actually, put together. I still need to do that. The problem is gold. I don't have much gold and we need a ton of power rails for this. Yeah, so that's something else I need to kind of work on in the future. Anyways, I think it's time to end this episode. I think we went through pretty much everything that we have done so far on the server when it comes down to building. And it was a lot. It took me 30 minutes to get through it all. And I want to thank you guys all for watching and for your support during this. Some of my better Minecraft videos have been some of the best supported videos on my channel, even to this day. So I want to thank you guys all for watching, and thank you guys all for all your support, the likes, the views, the shares, everything. It has been a really good time, and yeah, I just wanted to take this time to say thank you. And there will be more to come, so stay tuned. Be sure to subscribe and like the video, because this is again where we're going to end, and we will see you guys in the very next episode. Ciao for now.